How's it going, everybody? My name is James and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the presidential limousine, otherwise known as the Beast, Cadillac 1 or Limousine 1, so stay tuned for more. So I just want to start off by saying that the majority of the information surrounding the presidential limousine is classified, so a lot of this information that I'm going to be talking about is speculation. Alright, let's start the list off with number 5, talking about some general specifications of the presidential limousine. The two most recent presidential limousines were both Cadillacs. Obama received his presidential limousine in 2009, while Trump received his in 2018. Obama's was based off the Cadillac DTS, while Trump's was based off the Cadillac CT6. Even though the recent presidential limousines seem to be based off of Cadillacs that you can normally buy from the Cadillac dealer, like the DTS or CT6, there are other Cadillac models mixed within the design, like the limousines using Escalade headlights. The chassis and powertrain for the 2009 presidential limousine was said to be based on the General Motors medium-duty platform, as in the Chevrolet Kodiaq and GMC Topkick. But since these models were discontinued, Trump's limousine might actually be based on the 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 4500, 5500, or 6500. Also, there seems to be some speculation on which fuel the limousines actually use. The majority of the articles state that the limousines use diesel, while a specific Auto Week article states that it actually uses gasoline and gets 3.7 miles per gallon. There was actually an incident where the Beast would not start, and this was supposedly because someone put the wrong fuel in it, but I'll talk more about this specific incident later on in the video. If I had to guess, I would say that the Beast is diesel powered. There are a few benefits to diesel, as in it's not as flammable as gasoline. Also, it's more widely available all around the world. Also, if the Beast is actually diesel powered, it's more than likely using a 6.6 liter V8 Duramax diesel engine. This is the engine that's used in the majority of General Motors trucks that are diesel powered. Additionally, an interesting thing is that some of the articles state that it's a supercharged diesel engine, not necessarily a turbocharged diesel engine. So if it's actually a supercharged Duramax diesel, I find that to be pretty interesting. Also, looking at specifically Trump's limousine, if it's actually based off the newer 2019 Chevrolet Silverado 4500, 5500, and 6500, those new trucks actually only come with the Duramax diesel option. It doesn't seem like there is a gas option, at least at this point in time. Some other specs include it being about 18 feet long, weighing about 15 to 20,000 pounds, having a max speed of around 60 miles an hour, and having a 0 to 60 of about 15 seconds. Moving on to number 4, how it gets around. So the presidential limousine actually has its own plane. The plane is a C-17 Globemaster, but the limousine itself actually doesn't travel alone. It actually has a duplicate limousine along with an armored communications Chevrolet Suburban. Next, we have number 3, the safety and security of the presidential limousine. The Beast is said to be bulletproof, bomb-proof, and even able to prevent a chemical attack because the interior is able to be sealed off from the outside. The armored plating is supposedly 8 inches thick, while the windows are 5 inches thick, and the doors are said to weigh as much as a Boeing 757's doors. Also, the undercarriage is protected by a thick metal plate, and the fuel tank is armored and protected by a layer of foam, and the foam helps prevent any leaks from happening. Then, the driver's window is the only window that can roll down, but it can only actually roll down about 3 inches to do things like pay tolls. The tires are Goodyear run flats that are reinforced with Kevlar, and actually if the tires are completely gone, the limousine is still able to drive some distance. Some other safety measures include firefighting equipment, shotguns, an extra supply of oxygen, an extra supply of the president's blood, tear gas cannons, and night vision. Then you can take all of those safety and security precautions and multiply them by 12, because it is said that there are 12 presidential limousines that were made. This is helpful when the presidential limousine needs a decoy car or even if it breaks down. Now we can move on to number 2, the interior. The presidential limousine seats up to 7 people, but there will be at least 3 people in the limo at all times. The first person would be the president themselves, who sit in the back on a blue fabric seat. There will be a seat beside the president and 3 seats across from the president. There will also be a driver and passenger. I also said the president is sitting on a fabric seat, but the rest of the seats are actually leather. And another interesting thing is that the seat belts are actually reversed, with the anchor point kind of being in the middle instead of being on the pillar. The other 2 people in the limousine with the president include the president's chief of security, who would be sitting in the passenger seat, and then the driver. And it's said that the drivers have to actually go through testing to drive the beast with the president in it. And there was actually a video going around showing some maneuvers, or at least it seemed that way, but it was actually just a Forza 6 video, and apparently some news articles or news channels thought it was real instead of just a video game, and I'll play some of that now. So I'm not exactly sure how those news articles or channels got the video game footage mixed up with real life, but apparently it did happen, and it's pretty interesting nonetheless. We're now at number 1, the problems and issues that the Beast has experienced. The first event involves the presidential limousine leaving the US Embassy in Dublin, Ireland. Apparently the limo gets stuck or high-centered on a ramp shown in this video. Later, it was said that the president himself was actually not in the limousine at the time. The next issue involves the Beast not starting. This happened in Israel, and apparently someone put the wrong fuel into the Beast, which caused it not to start. Initial reports stated that the Beast was gasoline powered and diesel was put into it. However, those switched around, and then the reports stated that it was actually diesel powered and gasoline was put into it. In the United States, diesel nozzles are actually bigger than gasoline nozzles, so it would be difficult to fuel a gasoline powered car with diesel. However, in Israel, apparently there are some pumps where the nozzles are the same size. However, it has been reported that fuel was apparently not the issue in this situation. Then, the Beast had to navigate some narrow streets in London, and this video actually shows it doing a 3-point turn on Downing Street in London. Alright, that was the top 5 most interesting things about the presidential limousine. Comment down below what your favorite interesting thing was. Like the video if you liked it, please subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.